India has over 2,500 registered political parties. Most of them blend in. They campaign, they lose, they fade away. But one of them defies all conventional logic. The Cockroach Janta party operates as a legally registered political entity, functioning as a deliberate and calculated statement. Think about the biological traits of a cockroach. They are infamous for their resilience. They adapt to anything, and they have survived multiple mass extinctions. Now look at the political class. We see the same faces and the same powerful dynasties, feeding off the system for decades, surviving endless scandals and making them seem impossible to eradicate. The founders chose this specific name because there is a massive vacuum of public trust. Citizens look at mainstream institutions and see pests. A party named after an insect illustrates a democratic system under severe stress. To understand why this exists, we have to look at the underlying disease, a growing crisis of political disengagement, particularly among young voters. This apathy rests on three pillars. First, voters perceive that every major political party shares the same core patterns of corruption and self-interest. Second, look at the citizens waiting to cast their ballots. There is an exhausting belief that standing in this line and participating in the process will change nothing about their daily lives. Third, there is an ingrained suspicion that the entire political apparatus is explicitly designed to serve the elite, leaving the common citizen behind. When frustration hits a breaking point, citizens usually take one of two paths. They either stop voting entirely, which threatens the democratic structure, or they show up purely to cast a protest vote. That raw, unaddressed apathy provides the exact fertile ground required for movements like the Cockroach Party to formalize and weaponize public anger. Using absurd political parties to protest follows a long-standing global tradition. In the UK, figures like Lord Such ran highly theatrical campaigns, and voters even built organized formal structures like the monster Raving Loony Party, strictly to mock the establishment. But treating an election as a protest introduces the spoiler effect. Look at this diagram showing vote distribution. When a massive block of angry voters splinters their support across dozens of tiny protest candidates, they dilute their own power. The mathematical consequence is brutal. The most corrupt candidate keeps their small base intact and easily claims victory over a fragmented majority. A satirical party acts as a brilliant loudspeaker for public anger, but that resulting vote split can accidentally damage the democratic health it is trying to save. The anger driving the Cockroach Janta party is honest and justified. The frustration is real. The challenge is taking that dark, satirical energy and converting it into systemic change, rather than generating electoral noise. That starts with participating. You often have to vote for deeply imperfect candidates, simply to block worse options from gaining power. It also requires shifting focus away from loud national spectacles. Engaging in hyper-local elections, municipalities, and ward councilors is where politics actually impacts your daily reality. And it means actively seeking out genuine independent candidates who have proven track records of community service, rather than relying on dynastic political ties. If the machinery keeps producing the same corrupt results year after year, what are you going to do differently in the voting booth? Citizens must adopt the resilience of the cockroach through consistent, enduring democratic action.